Yeah, I don't know. Hi, everybody, and welcome. We are indeed back with another episode, and we do have a special guest. Just to get it started, I'm, of course, here with Louis, Giovanni, Alex as well, and we have Rusty Grill, who is a Twitch streamer, Rusty. Is that what I hear?
How you doing? I'm here, yes.
He is so full of passion for John Wick that he wanted to join this review with us, so...
We didn't have to pay him like a lady of the night. It was totally free.
Thank you guys for having me.
Well, remember, you pay them to go away. You don't pay them to stay.
Thank you guys for having me. Sorry.
But we are here to review two newer movies. At this point, it's kind of crazy because, like, I don't know, the old school, like, and I'm not talking like the 70s when it was like you either saw you saw a movie in the theaters and then you never saw it again until VHSs eventually came out, or it was on cable TV. But like growing up in the 90s, like movies took 6 months. Like there used to, you know, you guys
could be 8 months to a year. Some of them though.
Well,
depending on how popular it was.
And you guys remember the like secondhand theaters, like the Davis, were those ones that most movies were at the Davis theater like 6 weeks after the initial release.
So wait, no, wasn't there some bullshit where like after the theater, like places like Blockbuster would have it before it could be sold?
Well, so yeah, well the thing about it was
that,
but that's why the VHSs were so expensive, because they weren't so much commercially available at that point. If you bought a VHS, you were spending $200 on one because of all the licensing rights.
I remember when we got broken into once, and they stole like 3 VHS from us, and that was like about $100 a pop that we had to pay Blockbuster because it got stolen out of our house.
Were they shitty movies? What movies were they?
Oh, I can't remember. I can't remember.
Fucking
but my stereo equipment was worth more than them fucking 3 fucking movies though.
But yeah, that was the problem with it, is VHSs were so expensive because the studios put like so much licensing into it that the price went up to like $200 a tape. So like if you stole a tape from Blockbuster, you were robbing them of a legit $250, depending on the movie and studio. Well, and a movie like Terminator 2 that made, you know, hand over fist, those were probably, I mean, it did start to ease up as like VHSs were made available for the consumer.
Not to bring this up, but before they got rid of VHS, the Titanic 2-disc set, or it was a 3-disc set, or VHS set. It was at least $100 just to get even to like right before they converted to DVD. It was $100, right?
Yeah,
no, it was a 3-tape. I thought
2-tape.
No, it was 2-tape. It was 2-tape.
It was 2?
Okay. Yeah. It was like duct taped together. I remember when we got our very first DVD player. You guys knew me. I was huge into VHS, and then we got it. And it was such a surprise. Like, my dad had taken us to Best Buy and on a fucking whim was like, yeah, we'll get one. And we have no DVDs, mind you. We had no plan to buy DVDs. So, like, we ran to Blockbuster when it was over where Chase is on Addison. And the 2 cheapest DVDs they had were, I think were Reindeer Games. And there was another one he bought. And, like, I remember loving DVD from, like, the start, though. Although, yeah, DVD was amazing compared to VHS. The idea of chapters, not rewinding, DVD was so much better as a movie lover than VHS was.
Yeah.
Although the nice thing about VHS was you could record anything off of TV.
Maybe this is not nostalgic for anyone else, but in the early 2000s, DVD menus used to be so fucking cool.
When they started to get really interactive and shit too, like Terminator 2's initial DVD.
The hidden buttons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now it's just a static image and that's it.
Hidden little menus, secrets, and whatnot.
Yeah, I watch so much digital shit now. It's like iTunes is basically like, you get 4 options: play the movie, extras, chapters, other movies from Universal. Like there is no interactivity anymore. Like when they did the Terminator 2 Special Edition original DVD, it had that whole 3D like interactive menu that took you through the steel mill, and like they really put some time into them sometimes.
Dude, the most interactive menu is Final Fantasy Spirits Within.
I haven't seen that. I saw the movie in theaters.
When you could find the hidden music video too.
Yeah,
Bedazzled had a good one with Brendan Fraser. They had a kick. I'm not even being I'm not even joking. They had a kick-ass menu, man. To this day, there's a bunch of hidden little things that people can't find, Easter eggs and whatnot.
For Bedazzled, out of all things.
Yeah.
Hey, let's pick apart what killed Brendan Fraser's career.
I thought that was it's a cult.
Dude, that's what tanked him.
Princess Bride was a good DVD with the menu, because you would hear all the quips from the guy. He's like, "Are you even trying?" Like you'd hear him like doing all this shit. You just hear that
because it was
over
them
and over.
climbing the rock, right?
Yeah, they're climbing the rope. He's like, "It's inconceivable." You just hear all his quips. It was really good.
Real quick, what have you guys been watching? We'll start with Alex and go down the row. Obviously, other than these films we're reviewing.
I've been watching. What was it? Monk still. Of course.
I've been
what was
watching
another
that
one?
for years.
It's like 8 seasons. There was another one that I.
Alex
just
can't get hard anymore unless Tony Shalhoub's in the picture somehow.
I saw Shazam.
The new one. How is
Shazam.
it?
Yeah, I liked it. It wasn't
I liked
horrible.
The first one.
It wasn't. Like I said, they I like how they were pushing the envelope of how they can swear in this movie, and
okay,
it was good. It was good. And I was also watching Mysteries of the Abandoned, which is a series of like all these abandoned places of like Chernobyl and all these places.
That shit gives me the heebie-jeebies, man.
There's like 16 seasons of that shit.
Because it's always some like British dude who's just like, how many souls have been trapped in this building?
Yeah, I went through 3 seasons of that already. And it's like 12 episodes each. So
that's depressing.
And that's what I've been watching.
I'm Mike Wahlberg. I've been watching my own movies. Yeah, we've been doing Walking Dead still. Like the 10th season is like walking through fucking quicksand. It's 22 episodes long, and it's not like
that's the last one, right?
No, there's one more.
Okay.
And it's not like it's necessarily terrible. It's the show just like pivots after season 9 and starts trying to do more horror element things. They introduce certain concepts that are weird, and then but it's not like terrible. It's just kind of a slog. After watching fucking 9 seasons before this, it's just like I'm kind of burnt out. But we're trying to get through that so we can get to whatever the next series is going to be. But that's been the main thing. We watched Renfield, we watched this, we watched there was something else we watched. I'm really starting to dig Peacock with as much shit as they're bringing to their network. I gotta be honest with you. Like they do, between that and the WWE shit, they really do justify the price of admission.
$10.
Well, not if you're Lewis. He's still getting free from Xfinity. Did you guys see that Xfinity now has 10G?
What?
Yeah.
Do they really?
I'm gonna call them and be like, yo, I'm paying your premium. Like, why don't I have your premium service?
They're not gonna give you no 10 G's for like $1,000 a month.
I'll kill you. What?
10 G's at least $1,000 a month.
That's sass.
Nah, dude. Because all 10. What is 10G? Fiber speeds? Just give me fucking fiber then.
You don't have fiber yet?
No, not in this area. AT&T fiber is limited, and then AT&T is such a twat that if you just try to sign up with one of their normal plans, it's like 300 megasecond tops.
My area doesn't offer fiber. It does across the hall from me, though.
I'm on the south side, bro. We don't get fucking fiber. We don't get fiber until it's government provided.
We have a gig up and down.
Good for Hoboken.
Fuck Hoboken.
Got terrible pizza. All right, so Giovanni, what have you been watching? Other movie, you know what I want to watch but I still haven't, is fucking Extraction 2 and Across the Spider-Verse, the first Spider-Verse movie, because I own it. I've never fucking watched it.
I told you I like the first
really
one.
good.
I haven't seen the second one, but I like
heard.
the first one.
The second one I've heard is pretty good too.
I've been continuing my journey of porn parodies.
Oh.
I've been watching.
I've
been watching, continuing my journey of Japanese horror films. Like I said, I'm in the B films, kind of like they're ones that go straight to, I guess, DVD, if you will. Which some are really good, actually. They get really fucking weird.
They were filmed in a basement somewhere in Tokyo, but.
What are a few that you've watched or you like?
There's one called Choo Choo that's really good. It's literally about a killer train. There's one about a killer dog called Yako.
Juko. They just wanted to steal it, but they couldn't.
Those are the 2 recent ones I've watched because I've been buying them. You know what I mean?
Yes, acquiring. Acquiring.
And then I've restarted X-Files. That's fun.
Oh, dude, so that just made me think of it. I feel bad for Robert Patrick. I saw an interview with him, and apparently, shut up! After Terminator 2, his like popularity was at the highest it had ever been, but he was like a drunk and a druggie. So he was like, no, I know there's several auditions that were for very big movies that I fucked the audition up. And like, because I wasn't on my toes.
Liquid Metal?
Liquid Metal, yeah. And
because he's in the later seasons in that one.
Did he start hanging out with Edward Furlong and got really fucked up?
No, God, no. Edward Furlong just looked like he got sucked into like Chinese buffet syndrome. Is his problem? Like, he's already he's already a short dude. So it's like if the Bagel Boss guy started getting fatter, like that's the whole thing. Is when you're 5'4", and you only expand horizontally. You know what I mean? Like it's not going higher. So he got fat. It is what it is, I guess. You know what I mean? I feel bad for him. Not really. He was a celebrity.
Since you were talking about Chinese food, one podcast we should do one of these days is we should talk about movies that they can't make today, like White Chicks, Big Trouble in Little China.
No, it's okay. You know, like, White Chicks is making fun of White Chicks is making fun of white people. Dude, Where's My Car is one of them. Yes, The Pest.
We should seriously go over those movies that you can't make today.
I thought you were gonna say you wanted to do a Showdown in Little Tokyo and Big Trouble in Little China.
Showdown!
That's a badass fucking mix right there. Showdown in Little Tokyo is hardcore. You got Shang Tsung cutting the heads off of white women. Fabian says Tropic Thunder's a movie that can't be made. Absolutely
they can't
not.
Do it today. Yeah. They cannot do it today.
Here's the thing. They could. If anybody could get away with it, though, it would be the combination of Ben Stiller and Robert Downey Jr. Like if they came out with Tropic Thunder, if they came out with Tropic Thunder 2 and said, "Well, fuck you guys," like it's all comedy, that they would probably get away with it. Frankly,
if Tom Cruise reprises his role, definitely they can get away with it anywhere because Tom Cruise is big.
Tom Cruise is fucking. He's also crazy.
He's got that Scientology money. That's true.
It's a nice stunt he just did. His most recent stunt.
I feel like he goes
crazy, man.
You remember like in Daredevil with Ben Affleck, he doesn't go like to sleep on a mattress. He goes into the hyperbaric chamber. I feel like that's Tom Cruise. Like he just sleeps like a vampire. He's always got this. He's had the same ripped weird body for like 30 years too.
Or that capsule
where his tooth doesn't line up or something with his nose.
Yeah, he's a freaky guy, man.
He goes into that capsule that fucking Lulu Dallas and Corbin Dallas go into.
Right? Yeah, he's regenerating every day. No, the UV light breaks my skin down, and then the cream smoothens it. Rusty, what you been watching, man?
Beau is Afraid. I was watching some of that. I like it a lot.
Always Afraid?
Beau is Afraid.
The fuck is that?
Joaquin Phoenix new movie.
It's the new Ari Aster film.
The Covenant.
Okay.
What else?
Wait, the movie from the 2000s, The Covenant?
With Guy Ritchie.
Okay. How was that one?
It was good. Hypnotic with Ben Affleck.
I heard that was goofy as fuck.
Which was, it was okay. It wasn't like super bad. And then I started Sopranos again.
Sopranos is a great series that Alex has never watched.
Speaking of Sopranos, Superbad. We started watching that the celebrity thing about Mars. What is it?
Yeah, where McLovin gets voted off as he's the first one to get voted off.
He was the first one to get voted.
And he was literally voted off because they deemed him the most useless person for the mission they did. Like it wasn't like we got to pick somebody out of a hat. It's like you're fucking useless.
And then Marshawn Lynch from the fucking Seattle team, the football team, he fucking calls him McLovin instead of by his real name.
S says Little Nicky is the best movie ever made. I do like Little Nicky, but it is not my favorite Adam Sandler movie.
I'm gonna have to say, oh man.
The two classic Adam Sandler movies are Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison.
Yeah, those are classics.
But after that, I'm a huge fan, and I know that the movies get trashed, but I love the Grown Ups movies. I think out of his later movies, they're the funnier, goofier movies, and they're enjoyable. Waterboy is excellent, Fabian.
I like Click.
Click is good. Jen always talks about how sad it is, and it is sad at the end, but it's it's just like The Notebook. It's a happy fucking ending. They die in each other's arms. Shut up.
I hate The Notebook.
And what's the other one he did? The bed.
Bedtime Stories. That movie for a PG kids movie isn't bad.
It was really good.
That was one of those movies that when Alex and I worked at Blockbuster, we were able to put on because it was PG. So like we had at least something that wasn't just horse shit on the TV. Then I remember when we put Beetlejuice on, and it was like a Sunday morning or some shit, and we forget about the nice fucking model part. And literally throughout the store, because it's a quiet Sunday morning, you hear nice fucking model, and Alex and I kind of look up like, oh boy.
Oops. You don't like the Notebook? The Notebook's not bad.
I don't like the Notebook because of the people who watch the movie always talk about how sad it is. And in reality, it's not a sad ending. She remembers him. They die in each other's arms. Like, it's as happy as it can be. And it's all like, oh, it's just such a sad ending.
But she forgot about him a lot, right? She
did. I'm a walk to remember.
Forgot about
oh God, that's another one that's even worse. He knows her for like 2 months, and his whole life is ruined because of her. I married her that day, the day she died. It's like, the fuck. Why do I see 10 Things I Hate About You? That's a tolerable chick flick.
She's All That. I love that movie.
Jim S. does not like Shane West. I don't either, frankly.
I think 50 First Dates is a decent chick flick movie that I've seen.
I hate that movie.
Yeah? I thought it was funny.
What's her face? What's her name?
Drew Barrymore? Yeah.
I can't fucking stand her.
Drew Barrymore is not
I can't stand her now as a person, but as an actress back then, it was okay.
No,
I don't like her.
I don't know what it is about her.
History, right?
Well, he's just got that like, She lives in a different dimension of duh.
She had a naughty history.
Yeah.
Well, she was like one of the first women to flash David Letterman.
She used to hang around where you guys are from a lot over there in Chicago.
The streets, bro.
She was
she did Playboy
at like what 12 or some shit like that.
Yeah.
She did what at 12?
She was an addict.
Yeah.
A fire starter.
Fire starter, yeah.
I mean, she's goofy. Fuck Drew Barrymore. Lewis, what have you been watching?
Oh man, I only watch quality films. Like I've been watching The Mangler with Robert Englund. It's based off a Stephen King short story about a giant laundry machine that kills people.
Lovely. It's what Kevin McAllister was afraid of in Home Alone, basically.
Honestly, I've mainly been watching stuff on Shudder and Screambox. A lot of old school films. There's Slumber Party Massacre 1 and 2. We just recently watched.
I just finished 2.
Robert Englund's birthday just passed.
Sean Connery's birthday.
They did like a Robert Englund birthday week, and they actually put out a really, really good documentary on like his career. We just watched that. And as far as shows, we just started The Expanse, which is
a really good show.
I like it.
The books are way better. I hate to be that guy, but
stop reading.
Yeah, now I've just been watching the same horror.
You know what show that I wish I could find on sale? Because the only place you can find it is like Fabian's been watching Demon Slayer, which I did watch Demon Slayer myself. It wasn't bad. Which you can find on Hulu, I think. Oh fuck, what was I saying? Oh, the American remake of Being Human. It's like $22 a season on Vudu and iTunes.
I thought it was on Amazon Prime, but I couldn't.
The British one was. I'll look because that show was honestly really fucking good, and like they just wiped it from existence.
Wasn't it on Sci-Fi at first, and then went to MTV or some shit?
I remember it on Sci-Fi.
I know it was on Sci-Fi for sure. Like
Sam, the one guy in it, Sam Witwer, I think is his name.
Yeah.
He did a podcast or interview with the dude from fucking
Smallville,
Superman show back in the day.
Yeah, the Michael Rosenberg or whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah, and he talked about his experience on that show and like how they had to put their own fucking money into the show because like no one was.
It was a good show, man. Like I remember Jen and I, we didn't catch on until the end of the first season.
They became a producer.
So like we had caught an episode and like when season 2 had started, we saw a preview for it or something. We're like, that looks fucking good. So we caught up and we watched the entire show when it was on TV. But I feel like as soon as it got canceled, like it just disappeared. Like there was no you don't see it in the streaming world anywhere. The only one I'm pretty sure if you look at Amazon Prime, unless you're gonna buy it, the only one you can maybe watch is the BBC one.
Was it? I'm
not interested in Big Bad Clucks. No, I doubt. I mean, I fucking hope not.
Anything owned by Weinstein's fucked for a while.
Drew Barrymore.
Dogma, man.
It's
I want
I know.
Dogma digitally so bad.
I
You
know.
want what digitally?
Dogma.
Dogma.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
We've had many conversations about this movie.
What was the ones that was just brought back? Jackie Brown.
Yeah, that just got reissued, and then they're doing a 20th anniversary 4K release for Kill Bills later this year, which I think we should hold off till the 4Ks are out to review it.
There you go.
All right, let's actually get into it, fellers.
All right.
So first movie we're doing is John Wick, and I'll start with this. I love the John Wick movies. I really do. I remember when John Wick came out, The Kingsman came out the week after. And it was like, we saw both opening weekend. And it was like one of those things of like, fuck, like John Wick's a better action movie. But I don't know if there's a scene in John Wick 1 that topped the church scene in Kingsman. So I remember debating.
Oh, that was a good scene.
Yeah,
Kingsman church scene was amazing.
I remember debating that with a lot of people. But I love the John Wick movies. I think there's a big flaw in this one, and the flaw is there isn't much story. And because there's not much story, all of the stuff in between the fight scenes just kind of drags. That's where I'll start.
I'll preface that by saying that I feel like, so if you watch a John Wick movie, it's not just the gun fu, if you will, but because Keanu practices judo, so his close combat scenes are beautiful. They're beautifully done.
How'd you guys like my boy Scott Adkins, huh? As the big fat fucking guy.
Yeah, he was good. He was good.
Dude, I love Scott Adkins.
The battles, the fight scenes in this movie, I feel they carry on too long. There are certain ones that are just a little too.
Well, the fight scenes with Donnie Yen weren't choreographed. They just went over the top. So Donnie Yen was like, "This is how we're gonna do it."
I think that's a mistake.
Realistic and flow. He's like, we're not gonna sit there.
I love Donnie Yen though.
I will say
Donnie Yen stole this movie.
I think that's amazing that they did that.
I'd love to see a Donnie Yen episode of The Continental.
Did you say that was a mistake, or what'd you say?
Matt said that was a mistake. I don't think that was a mistake.
Is that what you said?
I mean,
Keanu Reeves was confused too. He's like, wait a minute, I'm used to being choreographing everything and going into it.
Taught how to do things and go.
He's like, let's see what you got, what you have in mind. And Donnie Yen was like, well, it's more realistic if you're sitting here fighting someone who's got guns and knives. You're not gonna sit here and chop. But you're gonna literally go at it, boom, 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 trying to execute or eliminate whoever you're trying to fight.
But that's trying to throw a level of authenticism into a movie that literally has everybody has bulletproof suits and dragon's breath. Like, this movie is not realistic. It's like, that's the thing, is like, John Wick 1 maybe, but by John Wick 2 even, the realism element of this movie gets thrown out of the way. He does actually reload. That is one of the things. The gunplay, I think, is done really well.
Yeah.
I think the best fight scenes are the choreographed ones, though. Although I do like Donnie Yen, so.
I thought the Donnie Yen scenes were amazing.
They were good.
Oh yeah, they were really good. If you look at interviews with the director of this movie, the way they figured out, because if you pop a blank into a gun and you're close enough, you can kill somebody with it.
Yeah, it's within like 15 feet.
So it's cool. They put a rod into the weapon, so when they fired at close range, the shock came out from the top. Yeah, it was all from the top. So so they can get in close. You still get the light, the light from the gun.
The muzzle flash,
or
the flashes. Yeah.
But all the concussion was coming out from the top, which is I thought that was brilliantly done.
The one scene I thought was probably, as far as even in the action kind of dragged too much, was the Tokyo Continental scene.
Yes, maybe that's the only one. Maybe that's what it is.
For whatever reason, there was just way too much drama involved with that scene, because there was that whole like
the build up to get there.
Yeah, the pre-area with the like the kind of the family squabble with the main guy and everything. But I love the action in these movies. I honestly like the Donnie Yen fight scenes were great. I like the idea that he was throwing those little doorbells to hear where people were. I thought that was fucking awesome.
That's clever, it's clever.
The end scene on the staircase, it really is a tiring scene, because it's like, you know how old fucking Keanu Reeves is, so it's just like, Jesus Christ. I did find the fact that every assassin in the movie had a bulletproof suit was because like I I didn't see any like John Wick didn't dispatch anybody in a like signature way with the bulletproof suit. They just kind of worked around how they like got through and where they shot and stuff. But there wasn't like a, you know, like he didn't use somebody else's body armor and then do so, like there was no penetrating the suit. I would have liked to see something in that realm.
Because they literally all had plot armor.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's essentially like, and that was the other thing is like when you first see John Wick going like this in the early movies, and you realize his suit is bulletproof.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, holy shit, that's neat. And then by this movie, it's like, oh, they've all got it, huh?
Yep.
Well, I think that's why it was refreshing seeing when the table soldiers came in. They had the armor. I know we've seen it before, but it was cool seeing something different. And then Scorpion, because Scorpion's in this movie. Scorpion didn't have an armored suit. He was just wearing the traditional Japanese garb. So it was cool to see variation. But yeah, everybody having an armored suit. Like, I was waiting for the dog to get shot, and it just bounces off him. It's like it's armored fur. Like, you know what I mean?
Also, do you think like... Because the movie was already filmed and everything, so Lance Henriksen was always planned, spoiler alert, always planned to die that early on. It's just a shame that, like, the last movie he's in, he dies so soon in.
And when I saw that, I was like, she's dead in real life. And they were like, what? I was like, he died in real life. For this.
It makes me wonder if he knew that he was...
I'm
like
sure
sick.
something. Yeah, I'm sure.
He knew he was sick, and he's like, I can't do this, but I'll be in the movie for this long.
You're not carry on.
Yeah,
you must exit me.
That dude. I mean, but when I hear his voice, I think Destiny 2 more than I think John Wick, though. To be honest with you, I liked what's his face in this too. I like him in all the movies.
He was also on Fringe, the TV show.
The dude from Deadwood. Why can't I remember? Ethan McShane or something like that. Whatever his name is.
Yeah.
He's always great. I don't think there's any roles that I've ever seen him in I didn't like him in.
So can I talk about the length of this movie?
Yes, the 2 hour and 50 something minute length movie.
Too short.
Oh man.
So I am an advocate for. I want to see the movie the director wants to make. Every time I hear like off the cutting room floor after the movie's out, the director's like, I cut this many minutes. I'm like, that sucks. Like, you should be able to make the film.
I want to see the Snyder cut.
The problem with this movie is it's not consistent enough in like most of the other John Wick movies, for example, like the fight scenes are there's plot. It's not as strong. But the movies are kind of spread out to where like you get some plot, fight scene. And this movie, the director clearly was trying to think of the word for it, but a lot of the dialogue they were having were like, it was like, this is the it moment. Like, this is important dialogue. I'm going to build out this scene. And it just didn't fucking work. Like for example, the counting card scene, the card game. It runs too long, and it's long enough to where you get like, this is supposed to be like a serious fucking thing.
I feel like the problem is Stellan Skarsgård's character, because when you think about every slow moment in this movie, it's him running his mouth.
Well, no, even take
not Stellan, his son, whatever his name, Stevie Skarsgård. I don't fucking know.
I guess that too, but also like in that card scene, you can tell before the fight starts, like it's building up to something.
Yeah.
But I feel like, I guess really this movie felt like it should have been 2 movies. Like I hate.
That's what I was saying. Do you think that because of pandemic they were trying to make it into 2 movies, but they just crammed it all into one because they weren't going to finish?
I mean, I think they were trying.
No,
they were probably
with filming issues, or
they were probably trying not to draw criticism of just trying to milk a cash cow. Like, how many movies have done that where it's like, well, they separate it into 2 movies just so they can get more money?
I hate when they do that. I hate
Harry
when they
Potter.
separate movies to 2.
Like, here's the thing. I do think there was potentially enough story. Like, had you split them between 2 movies, I would have expected to see more of Donnie Yen's background. I would have expected to see, like, Lawrence Fishburne shows up for, like, 2 minutes, then disappears till the end.
Dude, and it sucks because if you remember part 3 at the end of that movie, it made it seem like Lawrence Fishburne's character was going to be this big.
Yeah, he's going to be riding in on horses with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
I don't have a hotel, but I got a sewer.
Which was disappointing because I think them being paired up again after The Matrix was neat. That was one of the fun things. It's like, oh, they're back together again. And like in this movie, he shows up, and it's like Keanu Reeves has been training. in his area, and then that's all you see of him. And at the end of the movie, he shows up to the grave.
But that's why the editing in this movie bothers me, because it feels like with this film, the director is trying to make a John Wick film something it's not, because it doesn't have fucking like top tier dialogue. Like, it's not a dialogue driven movie. So I feel like with those scenes, he was trying to elevate it to this thing that John Wick never is. Like, John Wick's, it's fucking goofy. It's
the one thing that makes, like, it seemingly nobody fears John Wick anymore by this movie either. Like, in the first movie, he's the Baba Yaga. Like, he's like the deadly shadow. And by this movie, it's like every fucking assassin and known to man wants him and is trying to go for him.
In the first movie, he's going against like Joe Schmo, who's little mobsters, they're not.
The Russian, the Russian,
just little gangbangers and whatnot. And now it's going up, and now he's getting against.
He did go after contract killers. The Russians did hire mercs to go after him, but I do understand what you're saying. He was dealing with one organization and just what they had for reach.
I think I personally believe I agree with you, but I also believe that the what was the black character's name with the dog, the hunter guy? Did they ever give his no name?
Oh, from number 3,
Tracker.
Yeah, Tracker.
Yeah,
I believe his character. There was a point where he realized
risking it for that biscuit.
Why John Wick was called the Baba Yaga. I feel like there was a point going up against him because he was nervous when he was in that building.
That whole storyline was weird too, and then like it breaks down to like, he's just like, you saved my dog, we're good now.
That's where this was.
Behind it. I think there's way more behind it.
Yeah,
and
that's where if this was a 2-part movie, it would have made a difference.
I hated
Skarsgård character near the end was getting a little worried, like he was getting a little like antsy about John Wick making it to the church.
Which, by the way, that was it's a really good concept of like beat the clock. They give him a reason to be rushing to something, but that was underdeveloped. Like it should have felt like, he's trying to make it to there. They threw guys in front of him. Oh shit. But it really, to me, was just kind of like, okay, it's the last level of the video game, so the difficulty's artificial. You know what I mean? Like, it was a little tiring that staircase scene was the only one where I was like, Jesus, really?
The Exorcist staircase?
Yeah, where he gets knocked down again and slides down how many fucking stairs of it, and it's just
he went down 7 flights, I think I counted. There was like 12 or 13 or some shit.
That was a little ridiculous, but I mean, I still loved it.
It was a great action scene, but it's like, come on, man.
I do kind of miss the choreography from number 3 because they had the guys from the raid in number 3 more, and I thought those fight scenes were on point.
Fabian said it's so much money that's why people are risking it all for the money.
I mean, I guess, but I mean that's
giving the fans what they want. I mean, people want the action, they want the crazy.
Okay, so let me ask this though: what is John Wick 5? Yeah, obviously he'll rise from the dead, but
what is it supposed to be?
Well, the director said that I think he's gonna have dinner with Keanu Reeves in, I don't know if they said France, I think. They're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, some
themselves,
shit like
no
that.
one else involved, just them sitting at the table saying, okay, what's the deal? What are we gonna do? How do you want to go about this?
I mean, you have to
start out. It's gonna start out with John Wick going, good.
Well, no,
the
do
thing
your
is,
thing.
they can start the movie any way they want. They can start introducing ballerina. They can start it.
Well, he'd have to go back to like the shadow guy though. Like, you can't die again and then be like, I'm out in the open again. Like, he would have to be like he'd have to show up and be like the Grim Reaper.
He's gonna show up in the Fast and Furious franchise.
I wouldn't fucking doubt it. He's been in Fortnite.
It is worth noting, though,
I can't get that skin still.
The director of the John Wick films is going to be directing Ghost of Tsushima,
which I'm confident in. I'm looking forward to that.
I'm excited for that. To Anthony's point with the dialogue, though, if you watch 1, 2, and 3, I think their length with the dialogue and the mystery of the whole assassin lore and group works. Yes. In this one, because the movie's extended a bit more, their dialogues could have been like when he met Scorpion, they're old friends. Why are you old friends? What happened? Like,
but they want to leave that mystery. They want to keep, so that's just leave open-ended. Leave it open here. Leave it open here. You could keep going if you start closing off everything.
Yeah, but the problem is
the movie.
But he dies.
Was too short. It didn't work.
Like, you can't go forward anymore with that guy's storyline. So no matter what, you're still looking at scenes from the past, which I would have liked to see in a flashback of how like they became friends? Like, how did they become familiar?
Cheesy. I don't know.
That's the thing. You come across everything with John Wick, where it's like, oh, this was my friend. Why are you here? I'm not going to help you. That was becoming like
because I mean,
thing.
a lot of these characters you have never seen before this movie.
Yeah,
and it's like, where were these people like the whole time?
Yeah, doesn't it start out with the desert horse fucking scene?
Yeah, shoots him in the head.
See, I hope Continental is one of those things where it's almost like an anthology TV show where like the centerpiece is the hotel, and then each one is a different assassin story.
So Fabian's saying this is like the Marvel show. You have to watch the Continental now to figure that out, Matt.
Yeah, that's bullshit. I don't want to do that.
Isn't that what you like?
I don't think they're gonna do that.
I hate that. I hate the fact that I gotta watch WandaVision so fucking Doctor Strange 2 makes any sense.
Leaving it open. I love all the open ended. Just because all these movies are starting to get. You could predict movies now. I don't know how you guys feel, but now when I start watching movies, I predict the movie and it gets boring. I'm like, okay, I know what's gonna happen here. Okay, I know what's gonna happen here. There's nothing surprising anymore. So the fact that they're leaving all these open ended. I love it.
I mean,
it confuses you. It makes you think.
Not really. There was
this guy's story. Something else is happening. So
yeah, but everybody he came in contact in this movie with dies.
Yeah.
No, it's the final story for everybody.
Thinking about his, like, okay, what do they do? How do they know each other? And while you're doing that, it's.
I don't want to think about that though. I want to be shown what that is. Like, I shouldn't have to. And this is a rule I have, and I've had it on this show for a long time.
We've said that. Yeah, you've said it a lot.
If I have to fill in the gaps of missing story, you have failed somewhere. Like, the viewers shouldn't have, like, is it nice to have the discussion of, oh, could you imagine if they blah blah this? But if the consensus is like oh, what if they would have done this? That would have been cool. That's a failure to me in storytelling.
I think in filmmaking there's a fine line you can walk depending on the context, because in a lot of horror movies are typically, show don't tell. But there is a lot of like the allure of like there's this thing, we're not quite going to explain it. So I think depending on the film and the context, that does work. But
not for the fourth movie in a franchise.
Like I hate to use the term split the movies, but I mean, you could, and I feel bad because I don't know the dude's
Maybe
name,
that's what they'll do with the TV show. We'll see.
The whole backstory of that Scorpion guy, the tracker, like you could have really given them a bit more life if this was 2 films. Because in 3 John Wick films, you get like, it's John Wick and here's this dude and he knows who John Wick is. It would be nice to get more introductions into those people as John Wick comes into the scene with them. Like we've done 3 movies. Like I feel like they need to switch up the formula a bit. Yes, Keanu is the star, but I mean, I think you have to.
I like seeing Mr. Krabs in it though.
Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs was in it.
Oh yeah, he was.
He was.
And just a heads up, this is their highest rated movie. So they as they are progressing, the ratings keep going up and up and up and up. For example, I think the first one was 86, 89, 89, and 94.
I'm not saying
you think I give a shit what other reviewers say?
No, I'm joking.
So where Matt likes, I agree with both of you. I like the mystery. I like to know, but I'm coming from lore. Whenever they put lore in a movie, I love lore, and I think that's what gripped me with John Wick. You have this whole assassination organization. You see where they are now. I want to know how they got there. What is John Wick's backstory? Why is he considered the Baba Yaga?
And like, they're doing that. They're getting you in there because you're gonna come back for 5 just to hope they explain something. Then you're gonna come back for 6. Then you're gonna watch the Continental. Then you're gonna watch the.
Okay, hold on.
They're gonna go to space with Fast and the Furious.
That's legitimately bad storytelling.
No, it's not.
Like because it doesn't make sense. If you're at John Wick 2, it makes sense to bring in that lore and then flesh it out by John Wick 4. So when he comes across the guy in Tokyo, you already have somewhat of an understanding of the relationship, and it's like, here's the thing: they're not opening up anything for anything further, though, right? Because like the guy's dead. So at most it would be a flat the Continental.
Spoiler alert.
Like, so like the whole idea of like there is no further story progression. There's only backwards story that was already there, which progresses to nothing because once again we already know the end result. So like, I wouldn't want to go see a movie that half the movie was depicting how he became friends with that guy. But I wouldn't mind if in a 3-hour-long goddamn movie, maybe do less scenes with Pennywise and do another just shorter scene with that. Like, that's the problem is like, I understand what you're saying. I just don't agree that's what this is. I think this is just, oh, we've come to the fourth movie. Let's load it up with, people from his past that we just don't really explain.
Yeah.
I think it's sloppy story writing.
The catch-22 of that sloppy story writing sells, because look at the Fast and Furious franchise.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, but people are stupid.
Well, we can't. I don't want to Fast and Furious and John Wick and different.
Well, we'll see how many more John Wicks they make.
It's a franchise.
No, and
it's in the same
vein. It's not Fast and Furious exclusive, but that type of like piecemeal storytelling, like people click with it, and I don't know why.
The original storytelling in the first John Wick was so much better done. Is the problem? Like,
it was,
but it was also smaller. To be fair,
the first one's usually the...
Well, for me, I mean, no matter how you slice it, all of the good shit in this movie is just sinking under jello of the movie was too long. If you edit this movie and chop it up,
I say get rid of the Pennywise scenes.
Make a good film.
A lot of them.
No, not even.
Cut it down to 2 hours, and it would have been.
That's literally cutting out 50 minutes a movie, though.
Yes, cut out the 50
minutes. I think some of the tracker scenes, maybe.
You can tell a good story in
the
an hour and 45 minutes. If you take 2 hours, that's more than enough time.
I mean, I think it depends on the movie. Like in Avengers, Endgame, I understand why that movie is so long. That's the wrap up of 15 years or 10 years at that point of movies. Like, I get that. Sometimes the story just requires a long way to tell them. Like, Bond was sort of that same way, where there was a lot of shit that they could have cut out of it, but a lot of that stuff they could have cut out would have been, in the new Bond, essentially he's retired and living a normal life, and he gets pulled back into it. So it's like 3 hours long, but if you remove that, you kind of remove the humanity that Bond kind of achieves while he isn't James Bond, or he isn't 007. So it does depend on the story. I think I would have had more Donnie Yen. I would have had more or less Hunter. I would have had less of the Skarsgård Pennywise dude, because a lot of his scenes don't do anything except like him telling people to go kill John Wick.
His scenes do drag on for more than they need to.
Some of them, yeah.
Like they
could have been shorter.
Should have been extended for sure. Donnie Yen should have been.
Yeah, like I would have wanted more. Because then if you watch the post-credit scene, poor Donnie Yen doesn't have a happy fate either.
Yeah.
No, that's true. And a good example. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. No, go.
Damn right, me. No, I'm just. A good example of cutting Donnie Yen short is after the card scene. You follow John Wick through the whole thing. They cut back to it. Donnie Yen gets a quick little shot of him doing his thing.
Yeah.
The tracker gets a quick little shot, and you come back to, like, why couldn't that fight scene be extended on their end?
I did
like we know John Wick's gonna win. Like, just extend this fight.
The ending of the fight scene in like the waterfall and shit, I thought cinematography wise was really awesome. Where he beats the shit out of Scott Adkins.
I think the whole movie was shot very well, man.
Yeah, all of these movies have a pretty good cinematography.
They always have a good action.
One of the greatest to be off, but the shotgun scene, what the fuck?
Yeah,
one of the greatest film scenes in this movie was when they were in that building. The single shot going through the whole building up the stairs. They didn't cut it all.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Incredible.
That's what John Wick's for. The first film, that's what it was all about.
Well,
the camera not switching angles, boom, 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 keeping the camera on him and moving.
Well, that's an homage to a lot of the martial arts movies. Like if you do, I can't remember his name, Tony Jaa. He has, I can't remember what the name of the movie is, but there's literally a scene where he goes into like a mall in wherever they are, Indonesia or India or some shit. And it's a one shot continuous, and he's literally picking up dudes and throwing them over the railing, and then the camera's going down, and you're seeing them fall into like the little coffee area, and then the camera comes right. It's an insanely. It should have been so fucking tiring. That was one of the things is he's literally going from top to bottom every time they got to take that shot.
I just feel like when they were filming those movies, they would have like different angles of it, so they'll replay the same scene over and over, and they'll show it from the left side, the right side, the front side. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Oh, I know this.
Be a certain action.
This is off topic, but do you guys know that they have a game that's come out now that's basically like Fear, the old school Fear game? It's called Treppin 2, And it's like you're an escaped prisoner that's got like the powers to like slow motion and shit. It looks fucking awesome.
That's cool.
Sounds like you're trepping. What, Treppin' 2?
Very nice.
Is it on Steam?
Yeah, it just came out.
The one camera scene that you guys are talking about though, like the one camera shots,
Trepane, whatever.
The one camera shots that you're talking about though, it's
Yes.
it's
It
also
does look
paying
good,
homage to Alfred Hitchcock's The Rope, where he shot like that whole fucking movie just in one camera scene, just going, and
And they
it's
took
not,
this.
not
We're talking
action,
about the
but-
shotgun scene or just the scene in general?
No, I'm talking about the it's paying like homage to Alfred Hitchcock, how he shot the movie The Rope, with just by using one camera to do everything. It's not a whole action movie, but it was a drama movie, whatever.
Because that scene
Because,
was
but
from
how
Hong
it's
Kong
all one
Massacre?
camera.
It
It's all
wasn't.
one
No,
camera.
it was Hotline Miami.
No, Hong Kong Massacre.
You're incorrect.
We got to prove it. You got to go
Then
on.
look
there,
it up because I know I'm right.
I know for a fact because I
Use your old Google.
No, I watched an interview and they asked him if it was Hong
someone
Kong.
said that's from Hotline
No,
Massacre. and he's like,
no. They ask him if it's from Hong Kong Massacre, and they both look at each other and go, "No, it wasn't that one. But what we did see was Hotline Miami."
No, I think it was backwards. Let me see.
You're incorrect, sir.
We gotta find out.
Is Matt's eidetic memory in challenge?
While he's looking that up, the worst thing.
Matt's gonna be like, "We just lost Rusty."
The worst thing in every John Wick film that I find so fucking stupid is the rave scenes where gunshots start going off,
and they're just still dancing.
Still dancing,
and they're
Nobody-
still.
Nobody
They're used to
moves.
it. They're used to it. They're used to it.
They're
It's
also
that type
fucking
of
high.
world.
They don't know what's going on.
Well, specifically in this movie, like the rave gets broken up, and there's still like a couple chicks like just fucking dancing. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, that's the best.
Yeah,
I do gotta say that Dragon's Breath scene is really fucking awesome.
Badass.
Yeah,
I hate it in Call of Duty, but it was nice in the movie. I hate when they fucking bring out that dragon's fucking fire bullshit.
John Wick 4 scene was inspired by this action indie game, and no, it is not Hotline Miami. It is Hong Kong Massacre.
It's not. I literally watched an actual video, not written word, of them saying Hotline Miami.
Let me see.
Hong Kong Massacre, however, is an awesome game. If you haven't played it, it's like Hotline Miami with the top down, and it's uber hard, but it looks like hard boiled. Like it's got the aesthetic of like a John Woo hard boiled type thing. It's really cool.
Fabian said that the shotgun scene did remind him of Call of Duty.
Yeah, that Dragon's Breath shit, dude.
The dragon fire shot.
Yeah.
PTSD from Call of Duty.
Hey man, not BattleBit remastered.
Oh no,
that game was just fun. I'm sure somewhere there's a shotgun. Hopefully.
Dude, that game BattleBit is only made by 3 people, and it's getting
No, dude.
Yeah.
It's chaotic when you're doing the 264 people mode, though.
Yeah.
But we were having a lot of fun with that on stream earlier.
Man, now I want to check out this Hong Kong Massacre.
Oh, dude, it's
the Hong
awesome.
Kong Massacre is really good. It's really good.
'Cause I love Hotline Miami.
Yeah, it's that sort of thing.
Really
it's
good.
just got like the John Woo style graphics and shit. So like when you fire, it's like I'm sure you've seen Hard Boiled and like Stranglehold, that sort of thing. But it's all in the top down perspective. It's an awesome fucking game.
That's awesome. Yeah. I heard they want to make a John Wick video game too.
You know what?
They have a couple of them, but
it would be pretty awesome if they did like an open world one where you're like taking contracts and shit.
But they have to have bullet time.
Well, you also got to develop
the
like
Matrix.
you need to bring in the guys that did the Sleeping Dogs game for the fucking martial arts combat.
Bring back Max Payne.
Oh, well, there's rumor that they're
sound like a
remaking
joker,
it.
whoever said that.
That's Lewis. Yeah, there's a rumor that
I
they're
thought they were doing
remaking.
Max Payne 2.
I heard they're remaking the first 2 completely.
That'd be cool.
I'm looking.
voice actors?
I mean, I'm looking
'Cause
forward
I
to
thought
Alan Wake at
they
this point.
remastered Max Payne, did they not?
Nope. It's never gotten any sort of love. The only thing you have is Max Payne 3, and at this point, that's a decade old.
Imagine, I remember the fucking big ass fucking controller from Xbox, and you have to hit the white button to do the bullet time. That was like the.
I actually recently installed it on PC, and there was some corruption in it where like every image file it was trying to pull up was like missing this PNG, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I just uninstalled it. Max Payne 2 is better than the first one, anyways. That was the first game to have like physics where you'd shoot a wall and you'd see the concrete fly out like in the Matrix.
Yeah.
I remember that, just seeing that, like, oh shit, man, that's awesome. All right, let's now for you Hoboken boys, this is how we do it. We rate Chicago dogs, and as everybody knows, it is the best hot dog you can get. And the traditional Chicago dog, even though I don't do sport peppers, not because I don't like heat, I don't like the taste of sport peppers. They're one of the peppers I just don't enjoy. If I take a bite of a hot dog and it's got one in there, whatever. Anyways, but I don't choose to. Chicago dog is an all beef, typically Vienna, a sesame seed bun. You have green relish, although I prefer the sweet Vlasic relish.
Brown.
Mustard, onion. Yeah, it looks like this. Tomato slices, 2 sport peppers. No. Although, if Yeti would like to, we're here. We'll use your fucking products. Eat our hot dogs.
A full kosher.
Dill spear, yeah. So, I'm gonna give this one a 3.5. I really like it, but it's hard to go out on a 3-hour note when it's the 4th of the series and like the story's kind of dried up a bit. And I still think the action is top notch. I don't think there is another franchise in the rated R action movie spectrum that can top this franchise. Like, nothing new. I mean, there's those Extraction movies of Chris Hemsworth, which are trying to build up to this, but like, I think it's still top dog in the action realm.
And this is out of 5 dogs?
Yeah, out of 5, yes, sir.
I'll go next.
I'll stay last since I'm,
For me, it's a 3.5 as well. It would have been a 4 if it wasn't so long. The scenes where he's fucking like not really saying anything, like it's just like him actually he was saying the same thing over and over every time he went to meet his new friends, and I was getting kind of tired of that shit as he was going along about who's supposed to be helping him and who's going to protect him or whatever. So it's a 3.5 for me. And
I wanted more Morpheus.
If it would have been shorter.
I'll go. The length of it was a problem. The action is top notch. Action's always been top notch. Yeah, the story, it what are we doing? Like, I was honestly, what are we doing? Like halfway through the movie. So this is a 3.5 as well for me. I enjoyed it. I'll watch it again, but I hope 5, man, gives them superpowers or something.
He comes back from the
wouldn't that be the funny thing? Is like they just turned John Wick into Ghost Rider or some shit? Like,
oh wow, somebody lays a fucking chain across his grave.
All right, boys, this honestly, this was gonna be a 2.5 for me.
Oh, see, I would personally disagree with that. That's
no.
low.
I said it was because I like the franchise. I'm gonna say a 3 out of 5. This movie, fucking needed to be edited. I don't care if the whole movie was good from front to back. The story could have been condensed. It could have been tighter. Some of the action scenes are just overdone and outplayed.
See, I do love the overdone action scenes. I am a glutton for those.
I think when you get to a 4th movie in the franchise, you need to reinvent yourself a bit. If they make a 5, I'd be curious to see what they do. But yeah, I can't give this higher than a fucking 3.
Would you greenlit a 5? A 5 is coming.
Are you going to pay the $20 to see it?
No, that's another
this
thing.
one in theaters. So
since I'm still in my review, this movie specifically is one of the fucking reasons I don't go to movie theaters. Because if the movie is this long, I'm in my 30s. I'm not holding my shit or piss, and I'm not gonna pay money.
I will miss
parts of the movie. You're gonna miss.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pay money to fucking miss the movie. This is why it's way too long. Too fucking long. 3 out of 5.
I will say though that does come from a bias of any movie that's 3 hours long is way too long. That's the thought process in general.
It does, but it also comes from
like Avatar is way too fucking long.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
I can't watch Avatar. Can't do it.
I like it though. I'm not gonna fucking sit through it like that in the theater.
It also comes from a bias, and I guess Rusty, since you're about to give your review, I'll ask you this question.
Fuck blue people.
Now,
that's all I got to say.
in 2023 with 4K and the viewing experience, Do you prefer to go see a movie in theaters, or would you rather have that viewing experience at home?
Ooh, that's a tough one because I do have a home theater, like
Yeah.
big screen, audio, all that stuff. But it depends, man. It's a tough one.
Dude, I like being home. I can vape. I can pause it to go get some food. I can take
I
a
like
dump.
that, but I think it takes it away. Like if I have that comfort, I can't focus.
I only enjoy pleasure through pain.
I get what
Like
you're
if
saying.
I could sit there and pause the movie and then go, it doesn't take away the immersion. You know,
We
like,
don't have to do it. It's just the idea of like if something goes on, like I don't know, like I used to be huge into the theaters, and then the problem is we go to like early screenings, like earlier in the day, and if you're in it, those screenings are all like lower volume and the screens are dimmer. Like if you're not going for the full IMAX experience on these movies, you're getting kind of shit tier quality. Like your average screening isn't amazing, or at least it wasn't when I stopped going, which was probably a year or so before pandemic.
My problem with theaters is every time I would go to a theater, there would be somebody that ruins it for me, that either doesn't shut the fuck up, somebody takes a phone call behind me, and I'm trying to be polite and not say a goddamn thing, which I've done it twice when my wife was like trying to drag me out
Yeah,
of
but
the
we also
theater.
have talked about you have peculiarities with like how movies are affected by other things than the movie.
Oh yeah, that's different.
But no, I agree with you. I agree with both of you. So like, yeah, being home is awesome. It's your comfort. You don't have to worry about any idiots texting or eating.
I got a home theater thing too, so it's nice to.
Whatever. So it's
yeah.
But it's all. On the other hand, it's also cool. Like if you have all your buddies out.
Yeah,
watch a movie, it's fun. The overall experience.
Yeah, the outing, it does have value if it's an outing, but if it's like. If it boils down to
solo,
if it boils down to like if Jen and I are gonna go see a movie on a fucking Sunday morning to see it in theaters, or it's like
that goes solo.
Well, see that's the thing though, is it's like either the choice usually is we're gonna go on a Sunday morning or a Saturday morning, or wait 3 weeks at this point. The waiting 3 weeks is pretty fucking easy. Like they made it so short at this point that it's 3 weeks later you could either buy it for $20, which is the price of 2 tickets,
I love that.
or it's streaming somewhere. Like they've made it incredibly accessible to watch shit at home now.
I like that, but I hate it. So they'll release it digitally, so you could buy it or rent it. But then when you want to buy it, like
well, see, Lewis bought the physical of Mario Brothers.
I am a physical media guy.
I went to put in the Voodoo code for it in the Voodoo, and it was like, nah, this promotion's not available. And I'm like, what the fuck? So then I was I was cruising the store and I realized that they had officially released it. So I pumped in the code then and it actually works. I was a little disappointed it wasn't 4K. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a bit of a snob at this point.
Did you buy it in 4K?
Did you get the 4K for it, or was it the?
No, it was the regular. But
in 4K, then yeah.
Voodoo usually gives the regular, but you can upgrade it, which is.
See, I gotta look into that whole upgrade thing.
Well, it's not up. You can't really upgrade. It's like if you're converting them or whatever, not like if you're redeeming a code.
Well, no.
Well,
apparently they have like if you own a blue or HDX version of a movie, you can upgrade to the 4K for an extra fee. I don't know how much it is.
Yeah, the problem is it's usually like always
the price of the movie.
Oh, that's when they give you a promo or something. Yeah, it's usually never worth it. Occasionally, you'll get like a little notification.
I do love going on Vudu and seeing their like they started doing it was like $5 weekly movies, because iTunes does that shit every week that you can go in and it's like they have a $5 section. And I come from the old digging in the Walmart bin style, so $5 digital movies is nice for me.
Remember those Best Buy bins? You just sit there and dig through the fucking movies.
Jeremy and I would go to Best Buy, and he would walk out with a stack of like 15 Blu-rays, and I'd walk out with like 4. And I mean, that's back when Best Buy actually carried the shit that I would look at. Now everything is like order online, but like they used to have incredible Blu-ray sections. I'd peruse that, and I'd get a bunch of new shit on sale. And I haven't done that in years because they don't really
I believe
have
they've
it.
been getting rid of physical
media in general. Yeah,
it's weird. It's sad because I remember going to Best Buy when I was a kid, and their CD section was just gigantic.
It was huge.
It was never managed though. No one looked after it. Everything was unorganized.
Well, most of their fucking employees were stealing
them. Yeah, everyone was stealing everything.
And it was mostly the employees, not the fucking customers.
I don't know, I think depending on the era, I'd imagine if there isn't a Best Buy out here anymore, and I'm pretty sure it closed down because of theft. Before we moved out here, there was one not too far from the house, right off the expressway, and that got turned into like a fucking beauty supply store or some shit.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Spirit Halloween.
At some point, I'm sure it was
Sure, it probably was.
the haunting
They turned
of
it into
old
a Sally's
stores.
beauty salon.
Well, that shit's weird on the south side. Anytime a business goes out, there's just like another business gets it on the cheap, but it goes from like a Best Buy to a beauty salon or beauty supply store. It's weird. It's like Soul Sisters Beauty or some shit. We got all the scores for this one?
No, we did. Oh no, Rusty.
Rusty. That's right.
First, I just want to say I have the direct quote from his interview. It says, "Seen the video game."
You got the video?
No, I could pull
the video. The video is what I'm looking for.
But it says I haven't seen the video game, and I'll throw a shout out. He said, "I think the game was called Hong Kong Massacre."
I think
they did this Top Shot.
Keyword.
Oh no, you're not. Actually, I have the video.
Pull it up.
No, you're right. I have the video.
Let me give my review first. Sorry. I'm just gonna give you.
I can't share it to you guys. It'll.
But you can post it in the link later.
Yeah, I do have the video. You are correct.
So, what did you guys give it? I'm gonna give it a. What is it?
So I
the highest was 3.5.
Yeah, I gave it 3.5. Lewis was a 3.
I'm sorry, I just
3.5 dogs.
But you can go up to 5. You said
up to 5.
Yes. 5
how many Hoboken dogs?
Maybe 6 hot dogs. 6 Chicago dogs. Go see John Wick. Go buy John Wick. Support John Wick. Everything about the fucking movie was amazing. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Boy. After review, what was it? 3.5. You were at 2. You were gonna give it a 2.5, right?
I was gonna give it 2.5, but I said 3. I said 3.
Well, the day John Wick 5 comes out, I'll be joining him, and we'll show you his ticket stub.
I think it's. I will say, I do think it's easily the weakest of the 4.
We'll all go. I think it was.
While also being the longest somehow.
Not the weakest.
Which one do you think is worse?
I'm not going to Hoboken.
What would you? What order would you rate the John Wick movies?
One for sure was the best because it was.
For me, it's 1, 3, 2, 4.
I think that's how I'd go as well.
Yeah.
Which one was the one with Halle Berry? Was that 2?
That was 3, wasn't it?
No, that was 3. That was 3.
That was 3. And 2 was he was trying to get killed. That was the
Common.
Common, right?
Common. Yeah, Common was 2. Yeah. He loves him so much he doesn't remember.
I like
him.
Common though. I like Common.
I like him too. It's just like that's another one of those things where I'd like to see Common's Continental story.
Common and Hell on Wheels, that show he did with Anson Mount, it was fucking great.
1, 4, 3, 2.
You really put number 4 as the
1,
second
4,
one? Really, huh?
3, 2.
Yep.
Not me.
Okay.
Don't roll your eyes at me. I saw the little eye rolling.
I mean, I just think you're incorrect.
Can't you wait for the eyes? Yeah.
I think 4 should still be 4.
No.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
You're just what are you rating it? 1, 2, 3, 4?
I will.
No, mine is 1, 3, 2, 4. I'm with Joanna.
1, 3, 2, 4.
I will say
I didn't like too much.
I am happy for Keanu and this franchise, though.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
But I want Constantine too, goddammit.
Yes, he wants it too.
No, he does too.
Yes.
He wanted it and they canceled.
I hope these
Oh, isn't it still up in here?
No, they canceled because of fucking
the writer's strike?
No, the fucking idiot who's like, I'm taking over. We're redoing everything.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gun?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Look good.
That's stupid. That would have been an amazing movie.
What were you saying, Anthony?
Yes.
Oh, I was gonna say I hope this franchise inspires more American-made martial arts and kung fu movies. Because one thing I like about the John Wick films is a lot of the good stuff is like Asian, Pacific Islander. Like there hasn't been a franchise like this for the States that has like brought this much attention.
Yeah.
So Keanu and this franchise, like I had problems with 4, but I hope they keep going. I hope we get more films like this, especially movies where like the team that made this is like fucking trained. They're stuntmen. Like you don't have any movies like this. It's like the first of its kind.
Well, you need more movies like this and like Dread and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love the Raid movies. I don't know how I feel about the they were supposed to be remaking them. I don't know how I feel
Has
about
Rusty
that.
seen? Has Rusty seen the movie you made us review that we all liked?
The Night Comes for Us. I don't know. Have you watched that on Netflix?
Such a good fucking movie.
The Night Comes for Us. Hold on.
Yeah,
it's a pretty hardcore. It's an Indonesia.
Rusty's gonna check his voodoo fucking shit.
I have it for sure.
When Matt told me about it, I was like, "Holy shit!" Like,
what's really cool is like that group of actors has been in several of those pretty decently hardcore. Oh, it's like The Raid
like
times
John
1,000.
Wick, yeah, you'll like The Night Comes for Us.
It's hardcore.
You can see it on Netflix. It says. I don't know.
It's Netflix exclusive in the streaming.
I thought you guys were talking about It Comes at Night.
No.
This
is an actual martial arts movie.
That's related to your College Kings.
That'd be funny if he watched that movie and he's like, "Man, what the fuck did you make?"
Yeah, there was no. Do you realize there was no martial arts in that movie at all?
Hold on, where can I watch this on Netflix?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, it's awesome. It's a fucking bloodbath.
Yeah, the martial arts work in that movie is
insane. It's also got Sub-Zero from the new Mortal Kombat in it. He plays the main guy.
Yeah.
Who he was in The Raid as well. He played the one cop who ends up dying. They're supposed to be remaking The Raid. I don't know how I feel
Mortal
about
Kombat 2.
Carl Urban is Johnny Cage. I like that.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, I like that.
Wait, he's legit cast as Johnny Cage?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Holy shit.
I know.
Not Jean-Claude Van Damme, who's doing the voice in the game.
See, I think that's a mistake because they had like an actual voice actor for the last one. Like
he's doing the voice for the game for real?
Supposedly.
Mortal Kombat
I thought it was just another skin though.
Well, it's the new world. It's Mortal Kombat 1. It's a new world, so he's the new.
Who was he voicing?
If you beat the story, of the last Mortal Kombat, that only makes half sense. But I get you.
Yeah, but that's what they said. That's what when I was watching the videos.
You see how they reverse roles though? Like Liu Kang is now Raiden. Raiden is now Liu Kang.
Well, that's
because it's the multiverse.
At the end of Mortal Kombat 11's story. Essentially, in order to defeat Shao Kahn and them, he essentially gives you his power and makes Liu Kang a god. And Liu Kang at the end of the movie basically rebuilds the realm in like a much more peaceful image. I don't know if they're directly continuing that or if they're just kind of rebooting it though.
I'm gonna boycott the second movie because hashtag not my Raiden. My Raiden's a white dude, as he should be.
Is he? What's his name from?
The guy who played the first Raiden was great.
Christopher Lambert, Mr. Highlander.
Yeah, I fucking love him as Raiden.
There can be only one.
What about what's his name from Warriors?
Jax. Oh God, Jeremy Renner. Not Jeremy Renner. Jeremy.
I can't remember his name.
He's in Dexter. He's Dexter's father.
Yeah, he's Dexter's father. Yeah.
He plays Jax, the only one of the warriors that tries to sexually assault someone.
And gets handcuffed to a fucking park bench.
Yeah, you bitch.
Close to Hoboken.
Hoboken, baby.
I don't know. The Warriors is still a badass movie. I still love that movie. Good. I wish they'd remaster the PS2 game.
Yeah,
I'd pay money for that.
Great.
Yeah.
I like that game. Yeah, I did like it.
All right, so we got the next movie, the last movie. It is Renfield.
You can find this movie on Disney Plus. It's great.
It's in the Hocus Pocus section, which we were watching Walking Dead, and the little girl from Hocus Pocus shows up in that fucking movie in Walking Dead, and I don't know who the fuck it was. And Jen's like, "Is that Thora Birch?" And I'm like, "Who the fuck is Thora Birch?" And she's like, "No, it's the girl from Hocus Pocus." And she looked it up, and she's like, "Oh, it is her." And so we're doing Renfield. This movie, I'll start it off. I was surprised by it. I actually liked it quite a bit. The action was really well done, and there was a surprising amount of it. And it was just violent as all shit.
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
The writing was pretty good. I was watching it thinking, Nicholas Hoult must be a tall dude. Because there's that scene where they walk out of his apartment, and his head's like hitting the door frame. And then compared to the Asian cop chick... Like, even if she's 5 foot, there's still like 2 feet in between them, or close to it. Like, he seems pretty tall.
What else was he in? I was gonna look it up before.
He was Beast in X-Men.
Okay.
Warm Bodies, right?
He used to be inside.
Warm Bodies. Okay.
He used to be inside of Jennifer Lawrence.
Okay.
Is that a documentary?
At one point, right until Hunger Games fame kicked in, and then she dropped his ass.
The documentary.
The most famous thing he's ever been in is her.
The documentary Inside of Jennifer Lawrence.
Yes.
Oh wow, he's tall, 6'2".
Yeah, that's Hollywood tall though. I mean, I'm 6'3", 6'4" in shoes.
Prove it.
Yeah, I'll suck your dick, buddy.
Let's see you hit the fucking top.
Yeah,
I'm 6'4" in shoes.
He doesn't look 6'2".
It's different. I mean, I'm not gonna. I mean, barefooted 6'3" if I have my shoes because I got big shoes.
I just see Matt in heels.
6'4" in my pumps. I'm still learning to walk with these. Fucking boy, would I be an ugly woman. Like, thank God I am not transgender, because I would be a beast amongst ladies.
Oh, man.
Can you imagine seeing me walking towards you, telling you it's ma'am? You would walk the other fucking direction.
Are you buying video games?
I'm whipping them at you. You just got a Pokemon cartridge shoved through your fucking head.
It's pop vinyl now.
I'm sorry, dude.
GameStop doesn't sell nothing but pop
if I
vinyl.
was in that fucking GameStop and that dude started going nuts, I'd have decked him.
Oh, you're talking about that? He's like,
and not even as an employee. Like, if I was just somebody in there trying to pick up my pre-order, I'd have fucking knocked them out. Like, you're getting in the way of Zelda, dick.
Was it Zelda?
No, I don't. This was like a couple years ago.
What was he picking up? What was he there doing?
Who the fuck knows? He's getting his pre-order of Mario Kart or some stupid shit. I was just looking for the Reese Witherspoon Clueless.
Still contemplating, you know, they ask you want cash or would you like store credit?
Yeah, right.
You know?
We'll give you we'll either give you $30 in store credit or $14.50 in cash. It's like, what the fuck?
We're gonna give you 24 cents for your Xbox.
Yeah, she was actually pissed off because she got $34 for a brand new Xbox on trade-in.
It said, sorry, sir, we don't have ogre shoes.
Yes, that is. I have big feet. I wear a size 16 quadruple wide. It is what it is. I got big feet.
I think I said that to Matt like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I think I was talking about not being able to find shoes, and Lewis like, sorry, sir, we don't sell ogre shoes. You know what really pissed me off is I mean, not to be, like, I don't mean to sound racial, but, like, I'm in the South Side, right? And it's nothing but black dudes. You would expect they'd have, like, bigger feet on average. I go to the Skechers outlet, and they only go up to 14.
And they're not wide.
And I'm just like, what the fuck kind of outlet is this if you don't have the freak sizes? Like, I'll admit it, it's freak size, but you could carry the freak size in the outlet. That'd be nice. Anywho, Renfield. What do you guys think of this movie? Because it kind of came out, I didn't know if I was going to dig it. And then watching it, I was like, okay, it gave me almost like Scott Pilgrim vibes.
It was fun.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it had that Scott Pilgrim energy to it. It did.
I can see that.
I appreciated that it had a lot of like scene for scene homages to like Bela Lugosi and Christopher Lee.
Yeah.
And then you get you get Nicolas Cage going like for no reason. Like, he's got to get that Nicolas Cage yell.
In certain scenes in this movie, like when he's talking to Renfield, Nicolas Cage comes out. Like he tries to do the voice. But like when he goes too hard, Nicolas Cage comes out.
He does that.
Like where his ears like this, and he starts talking to him in the house, and he's like, "We're going to be together forever."
He does that yell that he does in Face Off. That like, ha ha! Like he does that at some point in this.
But there's like two specific scenes where he almost mimics the way he is in Vampire's Kiss. If you guys have seen
A B C D E F.
Dude, he was born for this movie.
He was really good in it too.
Born for it.
He was.
I like late career Nicolas Cage. I still think Willy's Wonderland is an amazing fucking movie.
Yeah, I like it.
I've always loved Cage.
Mandy is seriously like a Mandy's amazing. Like it looks amazing. It's a sad fucking movie. Like the whole scene in the bathroom though, where he's getting drunk and he's just like ha ha ha. Like that scene is both sad and like funny because it's Nick Cage losing his shit.
Oh, we still gotta watch Pig.
Yeah, I have yet to watch that.
That's
good
true. Too.
You kidnapped my pig. I'm gonna show you God does exist.
Man. And he's a huge Dracula fan, so I mean, it makes sense that he
I also read that they filed down his teeth to make the Dracula teeth fit over them, so like he permanently damaged his fucking teeth.
I mean, he's that crazy.
Yeah, he is nuts.
He at one
He has
point
the
had
money
a.
to do it.
Didn't he have at one point have
Does he
like
have
a
money?
pyramid grave? You know what? I'd imagine last interview I watched with him where they talked about that. He said he was current. So even if he's got to. I mean, he did go bankrupt, but when you just sell a few islands,
like a bunch of crazy shit.
He bought islands.
Oh yeah, he went bankrupt for fucking Superman, buying all the shit.
He was buying everything, mummies and stuff. Like, come on.
Have you guys ever seen the video of him like in Vince Neil outside of like a Vegas bar, and
Yeah,
and Vince Neil is just hammered, and he's like, "Come on, let's go inside!" Like they're both drunk, and Nicolas Cage.
We gotta calm down.
Nicolas Cage is trying to subdue him.
He's trying to be the passive guy. He's like, "Come on."
He's actually a nice person in real life too.
Oh yeah, I'd imagine
met him a couple times.
You do know he's a Coppola, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the whole reason he changed it was because he didn't want the stigma of Coppola. He didn't want that, like, oh, you're only famous because of that.
Wow.
I love Nicolas Cage. I actually just watched the awful movie Drive Angry not too long ago, and found myself loving it.
I think he's pretty good with money right now. And I don't mean spending wise. I think he's pretty good
Later
in the bank because he's at his point in his life where he does whatever the fuck he wants. He does whatever movie he wants. He wants to be in a video game. He's in a video game,
which is probably bigger money than any of his movies recently. To be honest with you,
true.
Yeah, he's been releasing a lot of B-rated shit.
But
I mean, he does whatever he wants.
Even his B-rated, like even that Ghosts of Ghostland or whatever the fuck it was.
I like that
movie. That movie was weird but awesome.
Yeah, I liked it, and that's why I like it because it's fucking weird.
The sets in that movie were phenomenal, like giant set pieces.
What did you guys think about him in Ghost Rider?
I loved him in Ghost Rider.
I like both the Ghost Rider movies for different reasons.
Yeah.
That was back when comic movies were in their goofy.
Yeah, the only good comic book movie you had back then was Blade.
So for its time, Ghost Rider at that time was actually a decent movie, wasn't it? It wasn't a bad movie.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's what makes me so sad about them altering the X-Men for the Disney universe, Disney Marvel universe, is like, those were pretty deep. Like, X-Men 2 is a pretty awesome comic book movie before comic book movies were awesome.
They're bringing them back. They signed Halle Berry, I think, and
dude, I don't trust anything Marvel does anymore. The last good Marvel was Spider-Man, or last good Marvel movie was Spider-Man.
The last good one was Spider-Man.
And before that, it was Endgame.
Spider-Man. There's a
the latest one. Stop and think about that though. There's a lot of people younger than us that think that those X-Men era movies, the early movies, are like trash.
See, I think X-Men 2 is still fucking bad.
Yeah, I can see that.
I know.
They're amazing.
I know. We like them, but there's a lot of people who think like, oh, Marvel movies. You guys used to watch those X-Men movies. They're fucking hot trash. And at the time, that was like fucking Endgame. Like,
remember part 2 with Wolverine going through the house?
Yes. The whole the very first scene when they come in through the kitchen. And he ends up pinning the guy to the fridge, and he's just like screaming in his face as he murders him. That's that's a whole badass scene of him ripping through soldiers in the house.
I was getting goosebumps when I watched this scene, dude. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, X-Men 3 is definitely hot trash, though.
X-Men 3 was trash. Yeah. Wasn't it that funky Juggernaut, right?
Everything was stupid. Juggernaut was dumb. What they end up doing with Rose is really stupid.
Yeah, it was trash.
Yeah, no, X-Men 3 was garbage.
On First Class, the reboot.
You know what? First Class wasn't bad, but it gets goofy by the time you get to.
Or not First Class, Apocalypse.
Yes, Purple Guy.
Yeah. Trash.
You mean Ivan Ooze?
Yes. Power Rangers.
They changed it, right? Because it looked like him, or they did a lot of tweaking.
In number 3, is that when they introduced that Deadpool's character in there?
No, that was in the X-Men Origins movie.
Okay, the Origins
movie.
Origins wasn't bad.
That wasn't
kind of shit.
You know what was?
It wasn't like amazing. No, it wasn't bad though.
The one in Japan was good. The one that's just titled Wolverine. The one in Japan was
badass too. When he's sitting in the room drinking or whatever, like a prostitute or whatever.
And I will say, X-Men: Days of Future Past is a great movie.
That one's not bad
either. I saw that one. Yeah.
Like that.
Which was the one with Fassbender? That's
First Class, Days of Future Past, and I think
First Class was good.
Yeah, I think there's
First Class was good. The Apocalypse one is the only one.
Yeah, the Phoenix movie was garbage as well.
Oh yeah, the Phoenix was trash. Fucking don't get me started on that one.
Is First Class when they reintroduced Xavier?
As what's his name?
Okay.
And Michael Fassbender was Magneto.
First Class, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Jennifer Lawrence was in that.
Gambit, and Gambit looked like he was.
Gambit was Origins. That was the Origins Wolverine movie.
When he came in the alley, he was playing the cards or something.
Yeah. That wasn't.
Did something.
That wasn't Oliphant. That was what was his name?
No, it's the dude from the guy who played John Carter in that John Carter of Mars movie.
Yeah, but you never
Taylor
seen him
Taylor something. Taylor Hitch.
No, is it him?
It's Taylor Hitch or something like that.
It's not the guy who's going to be the hunter right now, right?
No, that guy was Kick-Ass.
That hot trash Craven the Hunter movie.
Yeah, that movie looks weird as fuck. But at least they went rated R.
He's good. I don't know.
He's good, but they're fucking up villains. They're fucking up Spider-Man villains so badly.
The weird thing is Craven the Hunter, the character is much more like the character in the movie's father.
Yeah,
Russell Crowe basically plays Craven the Hunter, and the other guy plays an offshoot.
And the behavior for it, yeah.
I also miss the old Spider-Man, hello Spider-Man! They like that voice, You've come into my lair! I'll always want that. I mean, the actor, I like the actor, it's just like, the movie just kind of looks goofy. I will watch it though, because it is rated R, and I'm always for like rated R comic book movies. I thought Venom should have been rated R, specifically Venom 2 with Carnage in it.
Venom was good. I like Tom Hardy, man.
The problem is none of those Sony villain movies will mix with the Disney style Spider-Man movie. You just can't. They can't coalesce.
I love how we all skipped over Morbius. Just saying.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Morbius doesn't even the fucking.
I still haven't watched that movie, and that was my favorite.
Sony executives skipped
Morbius
over that movie. They were like, "Do not include this into the Marvel universe because they're not going to let us. This is hot garbage."
So
I don't understand these.
I know. I don't.
It makes no sense. You got a character like that, and you mess it up.
I hear the movie that everybody signed on for was a vastly different product than what they ended up making.
Yeah.
I had a Blade, man. Sorry.
They're gonna fuck it up.
It's not gonna be rated R.
I had a bunch of collectible cards, and I went away for a little while, and my nephew, Giovanni,
I made figurines out of all of them.
He fucking took my collectible cards and cut them out, and he fucking used them to do things. And I come home from my little trip.
You make it sound like sexual things because you just cut off.
No, it was hard for me though because I was collecting these cards. I had them in boxes. I kept them I kept them flat and shit. And Giovanni fucking cut them into like little figurines.
I ate them all to try and get rid of
He cut them onto figurines. No, hey, what if I took some of your Pokemon or Digimon cards and did that shit to them, man?
Well, it would have been a little bit more fucked up because you're a decade older. It'd have been a bit of a different story. If you walked in and you're just like, give me your goddamn Pokemon cards, and like you cut them up and piss on them, that would have looked bad on you. Just saying. That'd have been a little awkward that you just ripped up this 12-year-old's Pokemon cards.
It was tough when I came home. I was like, "Oh my god, what happened?" Yeah.
No, but I lost faith in Marvel movies after seeing MODOK.
They did just stretch the face. That's all they did, right?
You know what? I didn't hate fucking Ant-Man though. I didn't hate that. I didn't hate it.
I have not seen the new one.
It wasn't great. It wasn't great. It was not great, but I didn't hate it.
I haven't seen any of the new ones.
Dude, the problem with the problem with Marvel, as I've said before, like you have to watch the shows. Secret Wars looks somewhat intriguing.
Secret Wars should be an Avengers level.
I want to watch it.
I thought it was supposed to be at first. Like I thought the whole thing was it was supposed to.
Not yet. They've only had one episode so far.
I hate when they do that. I'm just gonna wait till they release them all.
Yeah, that's why I'm waiting.
So I really liked Renfield's amount of gore. Like I know it's I was surprised by it, but it's also like I guess I shouldn't be surprised by a vampire movie that it's violent. But they really up the amount of, like, there's literally a scene where he rips off dudes' arms and beats people to death with them, with blood just spraying everywhere.
That was fucking awesome.
When he fucking throws the arms in like a spear?
Yeah. It's a violent fucking movie, which I really appreciated.
Here's a question. Would you rather gain power by eating bugs, or would you rather gain power by drinking blood?
I mean, he seemed like he was really enjoying those bugs. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine?
He couldn't heal himself. He couldn't heal himself, though.
But well, no, he does. Like, because there's a scene. There's a scene before Dracula gives him his blood where he gets cut open that he heals himself with the bug.
Did he?
Yeah, the guy cuts him open. And then Dracula does it again.
Yeah,
he tapes himself. He tapes himself. I thought no, that was tape.
No, he eats a bug and he's sealed, and then Dracula reopens the wound.
Oh, it looked like tape to me. That's why I was asking that question because it looked like he taped himself.
he heals it. He can heal
Dracula
with bugs.
knew he was cut.
I think that part was more so because when Dracula is healing him, he's like, "My blood can breathe."
Oh yeah, welcome home. That part was funny, like a scorned housewife. Which is funny. I like the fact that they allowed Nicolas Cage to be a little bit Nicolas Cagey, because you'd have to imagine, let's say Dracula was real, he'd probably be a pretty eccentric motherfucker being alive for thousands of years. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like, he'd be a weird dude, like, with weird personality traits. So I like the fact that they, like, still give him a bit of that human emotion that has supposedly left him thousands of years ago, which is him being jealous, essentially, that he's trying to have a real fucking life.
I still wanted more of him.
Yeah, I would have. I mean, he did such a good job. It would have been nice to see a couple more scenes of him ripping people apart.
Yeah.
I also enjoyed that when he comes in with his top hat, it reminded me of the scene from Bram Stoker's Dracula when Death Metal Dracula was visiting the city. You remember that? He had the fucking circle glasses. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he was very. He was a little cyberpunk.
Gary Oldman fucking.
He plays a midget.
Yeah. So it is a bit of a tangent, but Robert Eggers, who did Witch and Northman,
which wasn't
and a bunch
scary.
of other films, he is doing the remake of Nosferatu.
Yes.
Interesting.
And who did they pick? I thought they picked like a great actor for it. Who was it? I forgot.
The guy from No Country for Old Men. Call it.
Call it. Look it up.
Josh
I hope
Brolin?
I hope they do a black and white cut of that. I really do.
I'm sure they will for like a
they
DVD
do
or
a
something.
black and white cut.
I mean, the whole movie should just be in
I
black and
saw
white.
the actor and I was like, oh man, this is good. This is gonna be good.
Bill Skarsgård.
Oh, okay.
Yes. He would be good.
Pennywise.
Yes.
Do you think Nandor, the guy who plays Nandor, would have been good in this role too for Renfield?
You mean the sexual assaultist?
No, from What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, for the actual character of Renfield,
Or for Nicolas Cage. Do you think he would have did a good job or no?
Maybe. He already plays a vampire. I just think there's certain eccentricness to the character that Nicolas Cage himself brings.
That's actually something I was thinking while watching Renfield. I was like, man, this like the kind of zaniness of the plot to this movie.
It was a little like Nandor and shit like that, you know.
Well, I was gonna say it owes everything to What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah,
I don't think we'd have this style movie.
Which is a product where the TV show far surpasses the movie as far as just quality and hilarity. The TV show is golden. Like
Have you seen that, Rusty? What We Do in the Shadows?
I've seen the movie, well, not the TV show.
Oh, TV show is so fucking
definitely
good.
check out the TV show.
Is it really? It's HBO, right? Or what is it on?
FX.
Hulu.
Yeah, Hulu. You can watch it on Hulu.
Put it on your list.
It's way better than the movie. It expands it, and the cast of characters they put together is really solid.
I paid for Hulu with no commercials simply because that show's coming up, and I don't want no commercials anymore for it.
I don't want to be bothered.
They've got 3 seasons.
Oh, wow. It's rated high too, huh?
Oh yeah, it's good.
It's great, and it's already. We're on season 3. It's already being approved for season 4 and
5. Yeah,
really.
Yep, it's already in the works.
Yeah, season 5 premiered July 13th.
It's a really good show. Way better than the movie. Even though the movie's great, it's better than the movie.
Same actors, right?
No, different actors. Although the originals do make appearances in a couple of the episodes.
Oh yeah,
but they throw homage to like Blade,
a lot of
and
shit,
Dracula,
Really?
and it's really well done.
I think Blade does show up actually, like somebody that's supposed to look like him is in at one point is in the show. Yeah, no, that's an excellent show.
You said Hulu?
Yeah, Hulu.
Yes.
The FX shit's all on Hulu. It's all Fox. With Renfield, the problem with this movie is it is a movie with a very minimal story. It weighs heavily on the interactions between characters. Like, the story is simple. It's the story of Dracula and Renfield. He's his servant, and he's tired of living that life. And Dracula's kind of like a scorned housewife, getting revenge on him trying to pull away. And then everything else is his surprising martial arts acumen. Renfield knows how to fucking fight.
Yeah, and you also have the side story of the cop who her father was killed by blah blah blah.
Yeah, by
I've
the
never
gang.
liked that actress.
You have, yeah, she's pretty annoying. But she wasn't terrible.
Her voice drives me insane.
Her voice is what fucking kills me. Yes, Johnny, thank you.
Same way, whoever plays Fran, fuck that woman.
Fran Drescher.
Can't stand her.
Or she plays the nanny. She is Fran Drescher.
She is Fran Drescher.
Fran. I can't stand her.
Well, the funny thing is that's not her real fucking voice. She talked like a normal person. It was all just for the characters, like Lucy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know, like her. I mean, her voice was that. It was just Fran Drescher, and that was like highly exaggerated. Like she just talked like a normal New York woman.
Also, the actress who played Chucky's bride. Fuck that bitch too.
Oh, Jennifer Tilly. Yeah, her voice. You know, she sounds like she just sucked the dick of the Marlboro Man. Yeah, no, I've never liked Jennifer Tilly's voice at all. It's always been like, can you just shut the fuck up?
The one who's
is it Jennifer Tilly? What is her name?
She's the mom of Chucky's kid.
Loves Fran.
Yeah, in the Bride of Chucky. Yeah,
I love Fran too.
The Chucky show. The Chucky show is so fucking good. So
I've heard that. I gotta check it out. Fabian loves Fran.
He loves Fran. You
would. What did
the show is also, especially if you like the first Chucky movies, the show's really, you'll love the.
Yeah, I heard the show's real good.
So, what did you guys think overall of Renfield? And then we'll give our hot dogs, Chicago dogs.
I liked it. I just wish it was more Nick Cage. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, so the good thing is there is that throwaway line at the very end where they leave it open to.
We don't even know if he died. Yeah, if it
can he do really well? They're following proper lore. Dracula in sunlight does get burned, but he will not die. If you give him blood, he does come back.
He was Mr. Crispy for a bit.
Yeah, they're following the lore of Dracula properly.
If you dismember him, we don't know what happens. And that's what happened. And they dismembered him, and they don't know what happened.
They made cement ice cubes.
Dracula on Netflix. It's a British style show.
On Netflix, I just added What We Do in the Shadows to my list.
Nah, man, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Really good.
That movie sucked ass.
I liked that movie because it was so fucking stupid. Like I appreciated the action. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Okay, I think that was like my first Blu-ray movie.
That movie is dumb as shit, but I enjoy the action in it. I wish it would have been rated R though. PG-13 vampire movies don't make sense.
They don't.
With the amount of blood there should be now.
I mean, this movie had more than enough.
Renfield is a vampire movies like zombie movies gets a little tiring, and Renfield is a decent breath of fresh air in the genre.
Well, yeah, especially when you're talking about
because of storytelling in a way.
Well, it's also like especially when you're talking about Dracula, like the oldest vampire story told. You know, like they did do a nice spin on it. Where I mean, I think Nick Cage brings his certain craziness. But the writing on it was decent. How they made Dracula kind of just like this, like, and it's that dynamic of like Dracula depends on him way more than he'd like to believe, and that's why he's so hurt because it's like, oh, you're abandoning me almost.
That also reminds me, they're making a Dracula movie, and I can't think of the fucking name. It's
Lost Boys.
So have any of you guys ever read Bram Stoker's Dracula?
Not in years.
So there's a very cool chapter in the book where it's I can't think of the boat. It's when they're bringing Dracula over, when he ships himself.
Oh my god!
To fucking.
They're making a movie of that journey.
Yeah, and it's
Dracula's on the boat.
It's really cool. Because it's like the movie we reviewed that you didn't like, Matt. The Shudder movie.
The Vessel or whatever.
Yeah, Blood Vessel.
Yeah, so the whole chapter is Dracula. It's written from the perspective of one of the people journaling, and people slowly are disappearing, and eventually the boat arrives to London, and it's just empty. Everyone's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of the name of the movie, but that's supposed to be coming out soon.
They kind of made reference to that in Renfield at the beginning, where he says, "I took on these lavish trips with him," and you see the boat about to tip over in the scene.
Yeah,
and then they're arriving somewhere.
It's called The Last Voyage of the Demeter. Yeah, and it's the whole movie is literally based on one chapter in the book. It's fucking cool.
Yeah,
holy shit, that's crazy.
Great. I can't wait. And to be fair, it's not a comical movie by any means. It is like like a horror on the sea adventure.
I keep waiting for Matt to say, to be fair, because I haven't watched it yet, so I can't say it. But I keep waiting for you to say it.
Go fucking watch it instead of that goddamn Monk.
I know. I'm gonna have to watch Letterkenny.
You're over here. You watch 6 seasons of Monk. You could be watching fucking some Letterkenny.
Watch Letterkenny. Letterkenny is actually really good.
Oh shit! He loves his Monk. Huh?
He's over here jerking off to Tony Shalhoub when he could be watching some Letterkenny and jerking off to that.
I want to finish it. I want to get it fucking done.
How many seasons of Monk are there?
700.
I think there's 8. I think there's
never enough.
8 or 9.
He's over here like I started watching the bloopers on YouTube.
I'm at season 6. No, there's no super fan episodes.
Tony Shalhoub, I'm your biggest fan.
Right? Like I'm gonna go to Comic-Con for Tony.
He is actually a very good actor. I mean, for this character.
I just think of 13 Ghosts when I think of Tony.
Yeah,
I think of Paulie. Wasn't he in Paulie?
No, he was he's in Men in Black. I think of that too.
Yeah.
You have no idea how much that
Paulie
stings.
He's the guy who's selling the shit at
the guns and shit. Yeah. No, wait, Paulie, is that the one you talking about? The one? Oh God, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember that movie much.
What's that? The alien, Paulie or whatever.
No, the one with the bird.
The talking bird.
Damn, fucking.
He might have been.
Yeah, he was.
So go see Paulie. Are you guys?
I think Paulie was good.
He was in Spy Kids.
He was.
Yeah. He's been in a lot of shit. I mean, he's had a pretty decent career. Monk was probably his biggest success because it was his own show.
Yeah. Also, a lot of people that were in Monk were in like The Office and all the kinds of other shows afterwards.
Well, that's the same thing with Burn Notice. Everybody that was ever on a USA show eventually had a fucking spot on Burn Notice.
Yeah,
that's true.
I like that. I like how they do that. They keep bringing back the actors.
It's very old school. Like like in the old '70s shows, every character actor was on every show. Even if it was a 1-episode arc, they had an episode where they were on that show. All right, you guys ready for hot dogs on this one? Because I mean, like the problem with this movie, my biggest problem as far as like reviewing it, is a review that instead of being about the story, because there isn't much of one, it ends up being like, oh, my favorite scene was this, and like we always try to avoid that sort of review because I just don't want to be telling people my favorite scene. Go see the movie. I enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5 as well. I really enjoyed it. It was surprisingly decent. I was going into it looking at it kind of like we'll see, but I like the fact that it did definitely have like a Vampires meets Scott Pilgrim vibe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going next. It was 4. I liked all the actors except for the chick with her voice. But I did fucking
like sexist.
I did like her story arc though. I liked her story arc about how he was trying to get revenge for her father being killed by the mob's guy, whatever. But yeah, it's a 4 for me.
Yeah, I'll say it's a 3.5 for me. It's a good flick. It would be nice if they do a sequel. This movie obviously doesn't need a sequel.
It doesn't need it, but it can benefit by it.
For fun.
No,
Renfield 2: The Rise of Dracula.
If you're a Cage fan,
Dracula's
like
coming.
If you're a Cage fan, this is definitely one to see. And it's another one of his more recent films where like he's full Cage, like he's just
I like full Cage. I like Cage Rage.
Yeah, Rusty. If you haven't seen our shows before,
3.5 hot dogs. 3.5. I want more Nick Cage.
Was it Monty Python?
Yeah, that has to be Monty Python.
3.5 Chicago dogs.
Wait until the Christmas episode. We have lots of fun with the dogs. We're gonna be carb-free this year.
we gotta change it up. It can't be dogs anymore. Like, what do the kids say now? Glizzies?
Oh,
it's the Glizzy Gobbler.
Kids are stupid. That's why I don't talk like them.
The Glizzy Gobbler. That has to be the name of this episode.
I feel like an old man when I say it, but it's just like, kids are dumb. Have you seen your average kid nowadays? They're stupid.
You're such a boomer, Matt.
Fuck it. Whatever. I'm smarter than them.
My sister-in-law used the term "no cap."
Oh Jesus!
Oh man,
fuck.
it's brutal.
It's like I don't know.
I don't think they know what the actual where that term came from. A lot of people do not.
I would just look at For one thing, where does it come from?
Okay, it's from jail.
These words.
That makes sense.
It's when they're not using the glove, the latex glove, as a condom.
Oh, lovely.
So when they're about to take over Uranus, the exploration.
It's a lovely way to put it.
So you know that, but you don't know where Rusty Grill came from?
Yeah, how do you not know that?
Google Rusty Grill?
How did you not think of to search?
Wait, what does Rusty Grill mean?
Matt?
I'd have to look up the exact definition again, but it's one of those like dirty sex position words. And he just never looked it up.
Trombone, Rusty Grill.
No, I don't know why the hell they would Google.
Why wouldn't you? Your name sounds like a fucking sex name.
My name.
Dude, think about it. Rusty Grill sounds like one of those things that would be one of those made-up sex positions, like a strawberry shortcake.
When you're streaming, do you play with the grills in?
Sometimes.
He does all sorts of cringy shit.
I do a bunch of crazy
Since we're talking about butt stuff, the song Brown Eyed Girl is about anal sex.
Oh.
Yeah, just throwing that out there.
This is true.
Gonna get you right in the balloon now.
So when I'm streaming, my
He got the jack by AC/DC's about getting the clap.
Latest thing is this.
I can relate. Don't you do it.
This is the latest thing.
Enjoy Rusty Grill for now, because you will never see him on this fucking show again.
With this background, it feels very 80s.
It feels very. It straight up when you start talking about how it's the 12K shades. I kind of want to punch you in the head on behalf of Dr. Disrespect.
12K optics.
It's exactly what he says.
Optics embedded in his skull.
12K optics are embedded.
Like I just want Dr. Disrespect to cease and desist your ass so bad.
He can't because he's where the AK.
He's got the Google specs, not the 12K.
Yeah,
specs,
I hate your sunglasses. I find that I hate it. I really do. If I see them again, I'm gonna find you in Hoboken and kill you.
When I'm tired or I put it on and it saves me time.
Yeah, it helps you so much get those not wins in Call of Duty.
It does.
Actually, he does play a little better when he's wearing them.
It doesn't seem that way. No, I don't. Every one of his wins, he doesn't have them on. Every time you guys win, he's not wearing them.
No, he's been wearing them. He's been wearing them for almost every game.
I hate it. I fucking hate it.
Except for the one where he did this.
Oh, I was so mad with fucking Itch. I was so mad.
But then we won that game. We won that game, but he face palmed his fucking mic, and he just sat there. He sat there, and he kept respawning. And he just sat there like this.
And then I waited, and then they brought me back, and then I gave him a W.
Oh, no. You didn't give us a W. We won.
We did win.
Who we still got? I know Rusty's got. You said what, Rusty? 3.5.
3.5 for sure. Yeah.
I'm 3.5 as well.
Same 3.5. It was a great movie.
Alex?
I gave mine. I said 4.
Oh, so you were 4.
I was right after you.
Giovanni said that like he had a gun to his head.
Yeah, it was a great movie.
3.5.
3.5.
I just want to eat my Wendy's.
Lewis, what do you got? Hey man, don't diss Wendy's.
It was 3.5 for me.
Wendy's is good.
I love their chili, even though it's just the griddle scraps. I don't give a fuck.
Oh god, I
do you like Wendy's?
Yeah,
let's go in your mouth.
Oh,
not those Wendy's.
No, you got to put on the shades.
I'll tell you right now, boy. You don't have big enough nuts to fill my appetite.
I don't know, Matt's the Glizzy Gobbler.
I'm Glizzy Gobbler. That's right. The Hamburglar fears me.
Oh,
we're sworn enemies.
Oh god.
Do you guys see that McDonald's has purple milkshakes for Grimace's birthday, but not
it's
June?
Blueberry.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, is that what it is?
I was curious. I'm like, what are they feeding these kids?
Is it gross though?
I was like, I don't know.
It's probably. I mean, it's all fake sugar. So
who goes for a blueberry shake? I don't. Vanilla, strawberry, chocolate. Man, can I get a blueberry shake with a Big Mac and don't forget the nuggets?
The best way to do a shake is just a vanilla shake with M&Ms blended up at the bottom.
I like
the one that grosses me out is a Shamrock Shake.
That's nasty too.
It's sugar toothpaste.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
It doesn't sound appetizing at all.
They just take.
This
motherfucker so fast.
Fucking Grimace.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's his birthday, so they got a blueberry. Yeah, no thank you.
Grimace is a Glizzy Gobbler if I've ever seen one.
Oh, he's definitely a bear in the community,
100%.
if you know what I'm saying.
What is this? Look at this. What is this?
Oh god.
Ah.
Oh, that's an old commercial.
I'm sorry, Mr. Grimace, you're fired.
Yeah, shake tastes good.
You're fired, Mr. Grimace. You can't take shits on the floor. All right, so we got all of our numbers.
3.5. Yeah.
All right, we'll be back in another couple weeks with another episode. We'll have to see what comes out and what's hit streaming and what we buy and go from there.
Oh, we might do Super Mario, you know?
Yeah, that'll be on. Yeah, that'll more than likely be on the next episode, Super Mario, and we'll.
Zelda movie's coming next.
Zelda movie? Is it really? With who? They can't. They better not mess that up, man. Oh.
I know. That's what I'm worried about. That they gotta seriously lock it down. I hope it's really.
Get the writers of the modern games.
They need who are they gonna pick for the actors or actresses or who?
I don't know who they're gonna pick. I know it's not gonna be live action. It's gonna be very much like Mario movie.
Tom Holland.
Oh, okay.
Like a 3D animation.
That's fine.
Yeah, Tom Holland just does every role where you need a 14-year-old looking 25-year-old man.
Link doesn't really have a voice. He doesn't talk.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how they're gonna do it.
I hope that when the character does talk in the movie, you still get the yep, just that little line that
that little
okay.
That would be nice. Zelda and then a Castlevania.
Well, they did the Castlevania anime already.
Castlevania like that would be amazing.
Yeah, Castlevania anything, to be honest.
You'd have to do a live action Castlevania considering they have the anime.
Live action
badass. Well, see, I thought the Castlevania games that came out during the 360 era with Robert Carlyle in them were pretty awesome. Like those stories were good
too. They didn't
too.
run well on the 64.
No, but I play them on PC, man. They're fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, if you play them on PC, I'm sure they'll run way better. But on the 64, they ran for shit.
No, it was the 360. But the story in them themselves was really well done. The voice acting was really well done. Like, if they kept that sort of feeling from, that first, I think it was Castlevania. It's got a tag. I can't remember what it is. But that had high production to it. Like, they would have to just take it seriously and treat it as a vampire movie. And not some other shit. Not a video game property. It's a fucking vampire movie.
I was mad with that Splatterhouse, too. The Splatterhouse they remade?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys played Splatterhouse before?
I remember when that came out.
I've tried it. I was not a fan.
The original,
Matt, you're thinking of what is it, Lords of Shadow?
Yes.
Lords of Shadow.
Yeah, that was good. It was good.
So that Katamari 2 was remastered and released. I gotta get that for Jen soon. Nice. She loves those games.
They're fun. I mean,
they're one of those mindless games.
What is it? You roll around, stick roll around. Right?
Yeah, well, she's always balls deep in Animal Crossing, so I think she beat the Happy Home expansion now.
Oh,
Jesus Christ!
You can actually beat it.
Yeah, it does this. You know how when you beat Animal Crossing, he performs.
They do the dance.
They have a new performance that the racist KK does or whatever the fuck his name is.
Okay, I got you. Whoop. This motherfucker.
All right, guys. We will see you in a couple weeks. Be back with.
Thank you guys for the invite. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Of course. We have yet to really review the other John Wick movies, so we really do need to do an episode where we review the first 3.
Call me up. Email my manager. He'll talk to you. You let me know, and we go.
It's 1324.
You can see Rusty streaming at where is your Twitch handle?
I posted in the comments.
Rusty Grill Twitch.
Yeah, twitch.tv/Rusty Grill.
Check it out. Thank you guys.
No numbers.
No numbers.
And don't
exclusive, baby.
Don't Google his name.
No Urban Dictionary. No Urban Dictionary.
Yes, please.
Thank you guys for having me on. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, we're heading out. We will see you guys in a couple weeks. Once again, we're doing 2 a month from now on. And then we might have some other stuff on the in-between, but we'll be doing 2 a month for the foreseeable future. We will at some point get back to the Tarantino movies. I would just like to wait for the Kill Bill movies to release in 4K so we can include that, the new transfer into the reviews as well. So we'll be picking some stuff. Thank you, Keanu Reeves. I think I have that as my subscription thing for the stream. You guys have a wonderful night, and we'll. It's backwards to you, but it's right way on camera. I think.
I know.
Right?
I don't know. Is it right way on camera?
Yeah, it's right way on camera.
Oh, okay, good. I was gonna say, jeez.
All right,
it's funny
everybody.
he's wearing glasses, and we're out on that note, guys.
We'll see you.